What fool thing is Johnny doing now? Well, here we go. Lee Hacklin, private investigator, in Tears for Beers, Chapter 4. Come on in then. Wipe your shoes on that "you're not welcome here" mat. I just had the carpets cleaned. Her living room was alive with cats. Allie closed the door. I got them after Byron died. Fills the void, you know. You want a beer? No thank you, I'm driving. A Boy Scout, too. This is why some people are perpetually miserable, I thought. They expend way too much energy obsessing over their stuck-in-the-mud prejudices. I laughed a little and said, I was a scout for exactly one day. She lit a Benson Hedges light and inhaled like the fate of the world depended on it. Couldn't cut it, huh? I decked my scoutmaster after he called my best pal a pig. He probably was a pig, just like cops and Mrs. Jakes, this is your house. But that's enough. This is a very nice house. Byron had an excellent life insurance policy. I was his sole benefactor, set for life. I never have to work again. I'm the luckiest woman in the world, right? She finished her beer, then went to her kitchen, returned with an open bottle of Jim Beam, and I gaped at her with lurid fascination as she downed the entirety of it. I half expected the glass bottle to go down her gullet, too. She dropped the bottle, then she untied, not safe for she untied her bathrobe and let it slide to the floor. Knock yourself out. Her knees buckled, and I caught her just in time. I carried her to her bedroom, lay her down, put a comforter over her nude body, and a pillow under her head. Her snore was a symphony of buzzing chainsaws. Some of the cats hissed. Terrifying. I snooped around. There was a room, a man cave, in present-day parlance, decorated with several framed posters advertising Male Ale beer. There was a cluttered desk and a swivel chair, and on the desk was a Commodore PET. What I knew about computers could thread the eye of a needle, which is to say, very little other than what I saw in Star Trek. All those blinking lights have a reason for being there, right? I went through his desk. I took no pleasure in doing this kind of stuff, but a piñata doesn't break open unless you whack it. It was full of loose sheets of paper and invoices and bill stubs and a lot of other bric-a-brac. Just before closing the bottom drawer, man, it's funny how life works sometimes, I spied with my little eye a white corner just barely sticking out of the gap between the back of the drawer and the desk. I gave it a tug. It took some effort, but it was worth it. The envelope was addressed to Byron, but there was no return address. There was a single typewritten sheet of paper inside. Yes, Allie, I can read. My sister lost her job because of you. She lost her license and she can't get a job flipping burgers now. She tried to hang herself, then she allowed herself to get sucked into one of those stupid crazy cults. All because of you and your stupid leg. What happened to you was your own damn fault. So what if my sister was drunk? Nobody's perfect. Now she's a pod. She won't speak to me or our parents. And that doesn't sit very well with me. You killed her spirit. Can you hear that? Tick-tock. Not much longer now. I folded the letter, tucked it into my front jeans pocket, bolted downstairs, picked up Allie's phone, fished Jock's business card out of my wallet, and gave him a call. Thunder and lightning. You're calling with good news, right, Lee? Do you remember the name of that forklift operator? Sure do. He was a she. The times they are a-changin'. Reese. Connie Reese. A real nut job. She's one of those manifestologists. Lee, are you there? It's a small world, Jock. Mine is even smaller. Now, Monday is Remembrance Day, and I want to give my heartfelt thanks to anyone who's watching this who may have served or is currently served in the armed forces. Trust me, you're not taken for granted. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't do this. The government wouldn't let me. I'd be living under a tyrannical government. There's only one reason we have freedom, and that's because of the brave and gallant men and women around the world who put themselves in harm's way to stand up to those who would prefer to see our faces under their boot heels. We don't want that. Sometimes we have to fight back. And we're very lucky that there are many, many people around the world in the free-loving nations who are willing to fight for us, who are willing to stand on guard for me and thee, in the name of freedom, in the name of a just and fair society, at least on a comparative scale. Again, if you're watching this, and if you are currently serving, or if you have served, or if you intend to serve, you're not taken for granted. You are appreciated by many, many more people than you may realize, especially myself. Thanks for watching this video. Happy Saturday. And don't forget, God loves you. Cheers. And if you don't believe in God, He believes in you.